Okay, so today we're going to learn how to make a Medeco key, the original keyway for Medeco that goes back to 1974, still in use in some places today. So customer's going to bring us a key. We're going to decode it with the decoder, and then we're going to bring it over to the machine and cut it. So the first thing you have to do is you have to take the key from the customer. It's going to be hard to do with only one hand with the phone here. You're going to slide the key in and check the depths. And I'm going to put the phone here so we can kind of see that happening. So you put the key in and you find the depths, and you get the idea. So that's lined up on a 5. The next cut, and you start from the front of the key, it's a 2. That's a 1. So 5, 2, 1. I'm trying to keep this on here. 5, 2, 1, it's a 3. And then that last cut looks like a 6. So 5, 2, 1, 3, 6. I'm going to write that down. 5, 2, 1, 3, 6. Now comes the part where you have to figure the angles. So if you're looking at the customer's key, you get it in focus there. Take a second. If you look closely at the angles of the cuts, you can see it. It wants to focus on everything else. There we go. Okay. So now you can kind of see the angles in there. So that first one, you're looking at the valley. That's the center. And then we go by from the head with the tip pointing away from us. We go center because it's straight across. The bottom one and the next one there is also a center. It's which way the angle goes down. This one's going down to the left, this one goes down to the right, and that one looks like a left. So I'm going to write that down so that I know what I've got, which is center, center, left, right, left. So center, center, left, right, left. I'll double check myself. And this is the cylinder that's included with the machine, so you can see it. So you can see the cuts. Out of focus there. There you go. Center, center. You see how it slopes down to the left, slopes down to the right, and then the last one there slopes down to the left. That's all you really need to be able to cut one of these keys. You're going to take the key blank. You can get them from your favorite distributor, whoever sells key blanks. It's a Medeco. Jet used to call it an Air 5. Ilko calls it a 1515. This is a 5-pin key blank. They also make a 6. 5-pin meaning it has 5 cuts in it. Those 5 cuts, we're going to bring it over to the machine. And when we look at the machine, we can see that the stampings down here, that's down here is a right, and up there is the left. Using that to move the carriage assembly, you need to depress this because it's going to lock into those little slots down below. So that's up is to the left, center, you'll feel it pop in, and then down to the right. This is for your spaces. They're numbered up in there, 1 through 7. I've never seen a 7-pin lock, but it's there. So you need to start with the 1, which is the first cut here, which corresponds to what we did on the piece of paper. So we're going to move this all the way over to the 1. We've slid the key blank in. I'll bring it back so you can see it slide in there. I've already tightened it, so I'm going to loosen it. Key blank it's got to slide. It's got to sit flat, and it's going to slide in there. It won't when you get it, and you got to push it all the way up against there, and then you can tighten this there. So then we'll go back to that first position. This machine runs a little loud, and then our dial up here is for the depth of the cut. So The first cut is going to be a 5. So I'm going to set this to a 5. And what that corresponds with is how much travel it will allow the cutter to go down. It won't go down because the key blank is in there right now. And then the switch to turn it on is here. So I'm in double checking. I'm in the first position. The key blank is tight. And I'm going to make a 5 cut. And see how I'm down to the right? I don't want to be there. I want to be in the center. So it's a 5 and center cut. And I come down, grab a hold of this, and bring it down slow. Go slow. Make sure you come all the way down. Give it a little oomph. Now we're going to go to the second cut. So I take this lever, move it over to the second cut, and that's going to be a number 2. You can see it. I set it to number 2, and we're still in the center. So we move this second cut, centered, number 2, go slow, bring it down, up. Next cut is going to be a 1 on the left. So now we want to move this third position. This is going to be a 1 depth, and now left. So left is up here, push this down, put it up, I'm in the left. This is still tight. And you can kind of see the cutter come down and make the cut. It's very shallow on the one cut. We're going to go to the 4th cut now, which is a 3 on the right. So 4th cut, I move this over to the 4th cut, and I push the button. I'm going down to the right, it's locked in. Key is still tight, and I'm doing a 3 depth. Dial it in, and again, you'll see it. Last cut is going to be a 6 on the left, so we'll move it to the 5th position. We're going back up to the left, it's clipped in, and a 6 depth. 6 depth, you want to go slow. And go all the way down. Shut the machine off, can loosen that up, and that comes out. You're going to need some sort of a wire brush or something to get the burrs off of there. Be careful with this. You can bring this over and accidentally go too many turns here when you're in that position. So just be careful with it, that you keep it in the right position. Otherwise you got to come all the way to the right here and bring it back. Anyway, that's pretty much it. With any luck, this will go in that cylinder and turn it. Perfect. There it goes. The problem was initially I didn't take the burrs out. It's very important you get those burrs out. These are very precise locks, and you'll find that if these locks are not well lubricated with a little WD-40, they're going to give you trouble. So if the key doesn't work initially, put a little WD-40 in the lock. That'll do it. Like I said, that's how we make a Medeco duplicate key. You have your key gauge, so that when you put the keys in, you can read it, slide it down that gauge. I don't have a better way to do this, so I'll kind of show you once again how this works. Put the key in. I don't know, we can do this, give us a little bit more room. Sorry it's such a crappy video. Okay, bring this in, and you can come down and you can kind of see where it lines up. It's definitely not a 4, it's a 5. If it's close, it's a 5. It'll fit in there. And it always, again, for those angles, we're looking at it straight on. The head of the key is facing my body and the tip is away, and you can see where those cuts are. The lighting sometimes is not right, but it's center, center, left, right, left, sorry. You can see center, center, left, right, and then it's a little hard to see that left. Occasionally you'll see the locks. Customer's key will come in and it's missing this bottom shoulder. That's a common way of making a protector plate fit. They cut this bottom shoulder off. So you may need a grinder or a file or something to take that bottom shoulder off to get the key to work for the customer. But it's not a problem with the machine, it's just the way the lock was installed. That's not the proper way to do it. So, well, good luck, and if you have any questions, by all means, feel free to email me. Yeah, machine's all ready to go. I'm going to pack it up in the box now.